Somewhere in a galaxy far, far away, ChaosEclipse looks at a distant planet. I'm just kidding, guys. I would not be able to keep up with that voice. But yeah, I'm ChaosEclipse. We are back on No Man's Sky today. So, to follow up my two previous videos, if you guys have not watched those, please go and do so now. It will kind of carry over into this one as well. I talked about why you should not duplicate, even though I do. And then the second video, I also talked about why you should duplicate. Once again, if you guys have not watched those, I want to say both those videos are based on my personal opinion. I'm throwing that out there now. Those videos have not even been posted yet, but I know they're going to get some attention just because I know a lot of people are going to have input on those. Anything that is said negatively, like in a rude manner or anything like that, will be deleted, taken down. If people are arguing in the comment section, I will delete those comments. But like I said in the previous one, we are all adults here. I don't see that being an issue. I think it might happen, but which is why I have the disclaimer there. But I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. Now, the way that this video is going to relate to those is because I want to talk about Endgame in No Man's Sky. A lot of people always wonder, well, if you're duplicating all the time, you already have all the money, you already have all your ships. You know, what is the point in still playing No Man's Sky? So, for me, the exploration in the game is actually amazing. Don't get me wrong, it can get a bit dull if you're just looking at the different planets, you're looking at the species, just because I guarantee you, even though there's 18 quintillion something planets, I have probably seen every type of planet in the game just because there's not that many differences in there. Now what I mean by that, because I don't want to say I've seen every single type, but what I mean by that is if you go down to a planet, it is either going to have a landscape of plains, it is going to be mountainous, it is going to have some type of structure that is like in random arcs, things like that, or it may even be a water planet. Those are the main planets you're always going to come across. You might have some with volcanoes, you might have some with giant worms, things like that. But overall, even the ones with giant worms, even the ones with volcanoes, it is either a mountainous planet, or it is plains, or it is water, something along those lines. There's nothing unique about the planets. Now, because of the 18 quintillion planets and the way that they have the game laid out, you might get a planet where one day you'll have red grass. Next day you go to another planet, might be blue grass. Next day might be yellow grass. That is the most of the, I guess, differences between the planets is the color scheme. But for the most part, it's not really that much different. They talked about doing biomes in some planets and things like that. I've not really seen biomes on any planets, at least not yet. If you guys have, I'm not saying it doesn't exist out there, but I have not really seen it. Don't get me wrong, I've came to a planet that has its own biome where it's completely all ice, but I rarely come across ones that are like ice on one half and, you know, blistering heat or sand or even grass on the other half. The only different types of biomes that I have ever seen, which one of these, not that one, that's not going to work. Web planet's also not going to work. Fire planet, that's probably not going to work either. What about this one? What were you? Bountiful planet, this might work. I don't think so, but because I think I did go down and look at this one. So let's go down here. What I'm talking about that I have seen that it's I really wouldn't call it a different biome, but if you take a look at some of the landscape and everything, it will have like a mountainous area, kind of like this, what we're flying up on, and, you know, like I said, red grass. The different biomes that I see in here, I wouldn't really call it a biome, like I said, but you can see how like there's a lot of red stuff here, and then it kind of goes into the dirt here. Technically that would be a different biome, and if you're by the water, it actually does look almost like a different biome, just because I did not want to go that fast. Here we go, water. Just because if you are by water, like an actual ocean, which these are just kind of beaches, it goes from the normal thing that you see around the planet, which, like I said, we have the red, the purple, the brown, stuff like that. It does go into more of a beach biome. What I mean by that is like you will have a sand looking color, or at least a lighter color, and then it does go into the water. Waters are also different colors, as you guys can tell, but even with the waters, like there's nothing really under there. I mean, they do have like the things that can like pull you down. They have different aquatic life in there, but even that, it's all the same stuff. Like there's seaweed. There's nothing extremely unique. Like, oh man, I have never seen that before. The main unique things about the game are when you are pulsing through space and you come across a random jellyfish that is flying in space. Like that is something that's unique to the game. It is actually extremely amazing to me, and I like coming across things like that. But even with those, I spent one day where I was just doing that over and over and over, and it wasn't long until it automatically started repeating itself. So I'm pretty sure I've even seen all of those. There may be one or two that I never came across and I just got unlucky, and I don't know because I haven't done it again. But for the most part, every other video I've looked at, as far as like other people's videos or even my own, with me actually doing that, I have seen everything that I have seen out there. So, now what I was talking about, Endgame, as far as, you know, what I do with Endgame. That is something that I can't answer, and the reason why I say that is because the actual answer is I am not endgame. I'm not even near endgame. So I have tons of money. Don't get me wrong. I have tons of stuff because I duplicate all the time. I have tons of nanite. I have ways of getting faster quicksilver. I have a lot of upgrades and everything. I still don't have all of my ships. I think I counted one of the last videos, I have 8. You can actually hold 12 ships now. All of them are not S classes. All of them are not ships that I want. They're not the colors that I want. Those colors do exist out there somewhere. This is probably the one that I like the best. It is my best fighter. It is the color that I want. I am a big red and black person, if you guys have not noticed in previous videos or other games that I've shown you guys. Things like that. Multi-tool. This was an A class. I recently upgraded it to an S class. I would like to find a natural S class. I went over the reason for that in another video as well, as far as finding a higher class and upgrading it in. But I did that with ships. I didn't do it with weapons, but I think it's the same with weapons. So there's my reason for that. But even with that, I have other weapons that aren't even S classes that I have not upgraded. I have the experimental weapons that I would like to upgrade fully to where I can do max amount of damage. I've seen people with like 50,000 damage. That was probably like a freak accident type thing. But even with the amount of damage I have, it's nowhere near where even someone who's averagely playing that actually has all of the upgrades, all their slots filled, they're nowhere near this. They're like double this at minimum, 15,000 or so. So things like that is why I say, yeah, 15,000 is not double. I know that. But there are things like that that I say as to why I'm not endgame. If you take a look at my freighter, that is pathetic, guys. I have my temporal warp computer and I have a freighter hyperdrive. I think this one just gets me to the blue stellar bodies, which I think that lets me get to all of them. But there's a lot of things in here I don't have. I mean, I barely put in the teleporter thing here. I know you can, like, I mean, look at that. I can even install these if I wanted to, and I don't have them. I don't have any hyperdrive technology because I have not unlocked it yet. So I'm not in-game at all. If you guys look at my starship, decent starship, has decent stuff on it. It is not in-game. I still don't have every slot filled. I have not maxed out its capabilities. There's a lot of stuff that I can do with it. Even my exosuit. I can put a ton more stuff in here, and there are ways to fill that up completely without maxing out, like without breaking the suit. I have 2 water things here. I could have two of the. Actually, I think you could do 3 water things, but I could have 3 of those, 3 of those, 3 of those. Like there's a lot of stuff that I haven't done that I would like to get around to doing. One of the main things is building a functional base that I would actually report back to. I tried it several times, but I keep getting carried away with what I want to do with the base, so I end up never finishing it. I end up deleting the base and I start all over again. That looks really weird how you can see the lines there for where it would technically break apart the land. But that looked creepy though, that's why I came over here. It looks really dark. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I wanted to do in the game, or still want to do. Still need to build a base. My original base scheme was going to be a fallen atlas where I was going to try to do the size of an atlas except down on a planet. I don't think it's possible. I think that's why I gave it up the last time, but that was also before they extended how many actual pieces you can put down. So I may try that again, may even make it a smaller one, but it's going to come out a little bit different, of course, because I can't make it the way I want to, at least at the moment anyway, because I want to kind of make it laying on its side, but I also want you to be able to fly into it and still land sideways. So I'm going to have to kind of glitch the landing pad so that the landing pad looks like it would be straight in a sideways building. Not necessarily sideways, but you know, at a slant. So it's going to be a little rough with that. I know there's ways to do it. It will require some glitching and stuff like that, but I'll at least take a look at it. I haven't done anything yet with it, at least not, like I said, not for a while. I will eventually get around to that. I also want to build an orbital base. I see orbital bases all the time. They look fantastic. I wish we could actually have a base that is in orbit, not just one that we're kind of glitching up as high as we can build. Like, that's not the same thing for me. I don't even really have a base on my freighter. If you guys looked on my freighter, it's literally like, what is it? You go in, you turn right. I have all of my terminals there on the right side, and then if you end up turning to the oh, I didn't mean to go that close. If you end up turning to the left, that's where I have like all my storage and everything like that in there. Go to the back, I have more storage back there. I started doing plant things, which I haven't finished that. I just got my agricultural terminal, and I haven't had one of those ever, not even on the planet, on the base. So I need to do those missions, which will, I'm sure, unlock other things. Like, there is tons that I still have to do in this game. I don't really need money because I can duplicate items, but I would still like to make some type of farm, whether it's an Indian farm or just a farm in general with plants in it. I could do that up in the freighter, which, like I said, I kind of started doing that, but not the way I really wanted to. I've seen people with like the little glass globes, and they will put a whole bunch of plants around that in a circle. I love the way those look. I would love to do something like that. I just haven't done it yet. So there is tons for me to still do in the game, guys. I'm sure if you guys took a look at the game and you know, you guys took your time to actually look at the actual different things that you guys can do within the game, I'm sure that you guys will find there is still much for you to do as well. You just have to kind of, you know, get creative at that point. If anything, take a look at other videos, not necessarily mine even. I'm not saying you guys have to look at my videos, but look at other videos as far as you know, things that people build. Definitely go and take a look at those. This is the first time I've seen a building like this. Definitely go and take a look at stuff like that, and figure out if it might be something you guys want to try. Like, I've seen people with like moving base parts even, which is completely crazy. So definitely check out all that stuff, guys. I mean, there's tons of stuff that you guys can do. Let's see what this is, because I've never even seen this before. Perform diagnostic. Nothing happened. Maybe we need to come over here and fix this first. So let's see. Security alert is scrambling the screen. All that's visible is chaotic jumble of alien words. Trade orbital something, trade something something. It appears to be an AI driven facility. If I were to reactivate the correct workflow, blah blah blah. So we're going to create trade module, because I would assume it has to do with trades. Rejects the input and shuts down entirely. Ah, crap. Okay, well, we just screwed that up. But yeah, I mean, like, look at this. This is the first time I've ever seen a room like this, guys. If anyone knows what this would have done, if I would have gotten that right, or maybe it's the same thing, let me know down in the comment section. And one more thing that I just don't know about. And I'll be surprised if I ever come across something like this again. And I don't care about any of this. But yeah, I mean, even with that, they're constantly adding on to the game, guys. You know, a lot of people are anticipating that they are going to make it to where you can own space stations. I'll be honest with you guys, my opinion, once again, my opinion, I don't think that's ever going to happen. Because basically what's going to happen is if you own a space station, you are basically going to own that galaxy, just about. Because if you own a space station, someone flies into that galaxy, they're just looking for something at the space station. They're looking for a certain type of planet, and basically anything at the space station, as far as like terminals, things like that, which is what's normally used in every single galaxy, they're basically going to be coming into your home. And I don't think that No Man's Sky will do that. I think if anything, they might let you like temporarily own it, like for an hour or two. Excuse me, for an hour or two, maybe have some functionality with it. Maybe make it to where you can do like some type of attack on the planets or something if PvP ever becomes a major thing in the game. I mean, things like that. I'm not saying that that's what they're going to do with it, but I'm just saying I could see them doing things like that where it's something that's temporary and not permanent. Because right now, if I went over here and I ended up owning this space station, anyone who came into this area, they can explore all they want, they can do everything they want, but any of the functionality at the space station would basically be stricken from them. Because if you own a space station, more than likely it's going to be your base, meaning you can turn everything off so that nobody can access anything. And I just don't see them doing that. I'm not trying to get anyone's hopes down. I'm sure that they have workarounds if they are looking at doing something like that. So it's definitely a possibility, but I'm just saying, in my opinion, I don't see it happening. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. I just wanted to go over endgame stuff as far as things that you can be doing endgame, and keep in mind everything I said. That is just that's not even everything that is possible in this game. There are tons more that you can be doing. Those are just things that I thought of really quick off the top of my head, which is why this is such a short video. But yeah, I'm not endgame at all. There's an entire fleet that I still want to build with my freighter even. Like, I mean, my freighter, like I said, first of all, is not completely upgraded, but the frigates that are with it, not even all of those are S classes. I could be sending them out. Like right now, they're my frigates aren't even out on a mission. I could technically go and do that. So if we come in here, and I did just get a new living frigate too, which ended up being a C class, so I would like to get that one up to an S class. Like, those are things that I can be doing every single time I log in, and I just don't, because there's so much to do in the game, whether you're duplicating or not, that you could still have fun with. You can still be exploring and everything. That's why this game is so popular, because there is a ton of stuff to do in here with everything. So if you guys look at my fleet here, you can see this. I think this one, yeah, this is the one that I just recently got, and I may even get rid of this one because it does have this, the only negative thing in my fleet at the moment. So I could be looking for another one of these. I mean, even if I upgrade the class, I don't think it will affect this. I think this is still going to be a negative thing here, so I don't know if I want to keep that in my fleet here, because that is the only one with a red dot. Obviously these three, I have gotten 2 of them from expeditions. So that one and that one, actually all 3 of these I think were from expeditions. That was the very first one with the expedition, and then all the rest I've never gotten an S class. But of course, the more you send out your freighters or frigates, if you don't know, they do upgrade over time, and you can get them all to S class. So it doesn't even take that long. I just haven't done it because I'm always doing other things. If you guys look in here, one other thing that I've never even touched, squadrons. Never got one person to join me. It's not that I haven't gotten them to. I know there's a lot of tricks where you can even give them certain ships and things like that. I've just never done it. Like, there's a lot in here, like I said. Even with our companions, I have, what is this, 2 companions here. Both of these were actually given to me. I've never actually, no, I take that back. One I fed, and I actually claimed him, and then the other one was given to me in an egg, and the egg hatched. Let me get back in here. So this one here was, oh, you can't do it here, really? Okay, well, anyway, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll kind of at least get here where it's, you know, lighter background. So this one here was actually given to me in an egg. It eventually hatched, which I don't even know how to hatch the eggs. I just saw a thing on my screen said, hey, one of your eggs is ready to hatch. I was like, all right, cool. Popped it open, this little guy came out. He's really cool, little bipedal rabbit, kind of beefy looking thing. I don't know, but he looks awesome, so I kept him. And then this thing here is like a little tiny dragon with weird looking wings. So I ended up feeding him once, and I ended up claiming him too. Those are the only two that I have, though. I've never really done anything with them. So never let them grow or anything like that. Never tried making them lay eggs. I don't even know how that would work or anything. I think I milked a creature like once, which is weird because I don't think that there are males and females in the game, so I'm a little worried about how I milked them, if you know what I mean. But anyway, that is going to be it for this one, guys. Like I said, Endgame. At the moment, I'm not there. If someone is Endgame, I would like to see everything that they have, and I am curious myself as to what they do at Endgame, but I'm not even close to it yet, guys. I do have quite a bit of a collection here, but I mean, even with some of these things, like this thing here, actually no, I think that one is actually a decent class. Yeah, that's an S class. I think it was the other one that we were just by. Nope, I don't even have it out. Okay, there's one that I have that's not even an S class, which I may end up getting rid of. I really don't want to just upgrade it or whatever. But I mean, there's still tons for me to do in the game, guys. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, put it down in the comment section. Also share with everyone else, because a lot of people do struggle on, you know, staying in this game, especially if they are like myself and they duplicate. So share with everyone else what you do for Endgame. You know, give people ideas on what they can do as far as like building a specific base or looking for a specific type of planet, things like that. Just help each other out, give each other tips, give each other, you know, some information on things that they can do to make the game fun for them. I know a lot of people want this game to be fun, and it can't be for them just because they kind of ruined it from the beginning by either duplicating, or they tried getting into it and they just can't, but they still want to. Give them ideas on how you think that they can. But thanks for joining me today, guys. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, like I said, put it down in the comment section. But don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.